Hello people of the internet, just wanted to make a quick video in regards to this particular Gel Blaster shotgun. So this is, and I'm just going to read directly from the website tacticaledge.com that I bought it from as to the title of this particular firearm. This is the APS Salient Arms slash EMG CAM MK3 Law Enforcement Shotgun. So, here's just the thing I wanted to talk about. So first off, this is quite the expensive shotgun. So if you want to get your hands on one of these, if you're a female and currently not pregnant, I suggest getting pregnant. Or if you're a male, I suggest knocking a bitch up, because you're going to need to sell your firstborn to get one of these things. But if you are lucky enough to get one, the main problem that I have with this, above all else, it's not the fact that the thing comes with a red dot fiber optic that I will be changing over to a green dot soon. It isn't the fact that the stock is slightly too long for what I like, because true fighting firearms should come with a shorter stock as opposed to a longer stock. And it's not even the fact that there's gold on this, and the fact that I just wanted this gun completely black if, ideally I had the choice in the matter, but not the case. The main problem that I had was the fact that the grip that's on the pump, as well as this particular portion of the handle grip, the stock grip, whatever you want to call it, and both sides is really, really coarse. I mean, it feels like the most rough, coarse form of sandpaper you can imagine. And I understand this is a gun that was modeled after things that law enforcement use, so in theory I understand the purpose of a really coarse grip. You want it to be able to grip and not slip around in case blood gets on your hand, or if you're sweating a lot, or just in an environment where a better grip would be better than a lesser grip. However, keep in mind a lot of law enforcement individuals that operate shotguns tend to use gloves as well, and people like me that just want a gel blaster for the sake of having a cool ass shotgun probably don't care about that, because we're going to be using our bare hands. And I was sick and tired of constantly, where's the little thing here, pumping this goddamn thing and having it eat the shit out of the palm of my hands. Even on this part, just gripping it wasn't as bad as the one that has to, pump the gun itself, but it wasn't all that pleasant. So my point is that I foresee this becoming a problem for a lot of people in my situation that don't really want to wear gloves all the time, who just want something that's comfortable to pump up with their bare hands. And so, how did I get around this problem? Well, sandpaper. Yes, I actually just, literally, when I say just, I mean less than 20 minutes ago, I filed this down on all sides. I wasn't really in the mood to do anything elaborate where I was trying to protect the parts just above where this coarse grip was, in order to, not sandpaper that over. It's collateral damage as far as I'm concerned, and at the end of the day, I want my weapons, but basically anything gun or something that I'm using to simulate real guns to practice with, I will still want them to be hardy as opposed to decorative. I don't mind guns looking pretty and attractive and all that, but first and foremost, my priority, whether it's a real gun or a gel blaster, is something that's going to be functional above all else. That includes looking, decorative. So, with that being said, however, and I've purposely left this the way it is, and I'm not sure how well the camera is going to pick it up in regards to the lighting, but if you can see this part here, that's a bit lighter than the rest of it, that's not a result of the lighting or the angle. That's actually the fact that after I did what I did, I'll explain in a minute, went back over it and then sandpapered this part here so that you can see what I want to demonstrate. After I did this, all of this was basically a faded black, if not a very, very dark shade of gray, and that was here and here, but again, it's fine. This is still got a relatively decent grip, like I can feel the stippling, but it's not so coarse to the extent where it's ripping my fucking palms apart. I mean, honestly, if this was left in its stock format and you did this maybe about 100 times, you're not fucking jerking off with that hand that day, okay? Trust me. So, if you still want to have this looking black, I came up with a very easy solution, and call me crazy if you want to, but use shoe polish. I mean, yeah, I'm sure you could spray paint it if you want to, but in order to avoid other parts getting hit with the paint, you probably would need to wrap it up with tape or something and then remove it after the fact. But, I found that this just works fine, so I don't really care what you apply the shoe polish with. You can use this, you can use something else. maybe probably get like a decent high quality shoe polish, and all you need to do from there is just go over it as I'm doing now, and see, like magic, it makes it black again, and it's almost like new. So after, there we are. So obviously if you're using sandpaper to take the coarse roughness out of this, first off, use a sandpaper that's not as coarse as this, okay? Use a relatively thin one to go over it a few times until you get what you want. Don't neglect the parts right up there where I'm running my the tip of my finger right now. Reason being is, and when you hold the gun, most people, at least me, hold it like this. Sorry, the gun's so long, I'm finding it difficult to get in the camera. I'm going to have to rest this on my shoulder in an impractical way here, but when you pump it back like this, the entirety of my thumb is going to be running across the top part here, so make sure that you don't neglect this part there. You're going to want to have that smoothened down as well if this particular gun that you buy in its stock format is hurting your hand. So, and as you can see, there's not a hell of a lot of black stuff on my hand from the shoe polish, so if, however, you still want to get as much of that off as you can, just get a cloth or a towel or something like that. Wipe it over, get as much of it off as you can, and afterwards it should look brand new, because as I mentioned, I sandpapered this down about 30 minutes ago, and about 20 minutes ago I then just used the shoe polish on it. So this is just my little way of letting everyone know how you can still have it look, nice and pretty and relatively black if you want it to, if you still want like that, nice finish look to it. But ultimately, yes, I feel like sandpapering this down would be an option. You could use a file as well if you want to. I don't really care. Whatever works for you. Just know that I found that if you don't want to have to go and spend a bunch of money on paint and whatever, then shoe polish works really well. So that's really all I wanted to say about this video. Sorry that this is not a review on this particular shotgun. I haven't used it that often yet in order to give a proper review. Once I use this a sufficient amount of times and learn the ins and outs of it, then I'll come back with a review. But in the meantime, the thing that was the most pressing matter for me is the thing I wanted to address, so that's why I wanted to have it in a separate video. Otherwise, if I was to throw this in with, which is already, I can see on the timer, almost 8 minutes long, then this combined with a review would be really long. So I figured this is like a separate issue that deserves its own video. So all in all, thanks for watching, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys. Catch you later.